Today we're going to talk about WeVideo. And WeVideo is a super awesome web-based video making platform. And it's run through Chrome or any web browser, but it works best through Chrome. And what's nice is you can create something on a desktop computer and then get on your laptop computer later that night and access it, and you still have your saved video you were working on earlier in the day. So for Ursuline, what you're going to do is you already have a WeVideo account. So it's very simple. When you go to wevideo.com, you click login and log in with Google. Make sure you are signed in to your Ursuline account, and it comes up. And it may give you some tips and stuff here, which we're going to go through these, so you can skip over those. But this is WeVideo, and this is your dashboard where all of your stuff is. You can click the little guy, if you may be a profile picture, you can click that in the upper right corner and hit manage account. And it should tell you your name, that you're a member of Ursuline Academy, and all of that good stuff. So if it doesn't say member of Ursuline Academy, this is where you need to give us a shout, one of the tech department a shout, so we can get you hooked up with that. But everybody should automatically be enrolled when you hit login with Google. Okay, so go back to your dashboard and go through a couple things before we start making our videos. But your dashboard is where you'll see your most recent projects and kind of the things you've been working on. And then it also gives you the option to create a new edit, so a new video from a blank, or this is a new feature that you can choose a template, which is pretty cool. So it's got some preloaded stuff in there. You can go to your projects, and this is the list of all of your projects that you have, which I don't have many on here. You can also see any that are shared with you. So as you can see, some people have shared a bunch of projects with me as well, which is nice. Like WeVideo, much like Google, is you can collaborate with things. So I can share a project with another teacher or student, and we can work on it together, which is nice. You can click the plus down here to create a new project or a folder to house projects in. Media, kind of the same thing, is this is your media folder. And again, you can import media directly here. So if I had pictures and videos, I can import it here. Or you can create a new folder to put some of your media in. And what's nice is you can import media in this section, or if you're in the video editor, which I'm going to show you in a second, you can import photos directly into that as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new folder. Just call it my pictures. Go ahead and open it, and then I'm going to import. And what's nice is when you can import things, you can grab things from Drive, Facebook, Instagram, all of these things, or I'm just going to grab them from my computer. Open. And what's nice is I can close out of this, and it is still working over here. So I can go do other things. I can jump back over to my dashboard, and it'll still be importing my media. So once you upload it and do it, you can go do your other things. Okay, and then videos. These are any videos that you've finalized. So I haven't finalized any, but any ones that I've finalized will be here. So those are kind of your three spots. So we're going to go back to our dashboard, and we're just going to create a new edit. So we're going to click that. And it's going to tell me where I want to save it. So right now I just have my projects folder, and then here's the ones that were shared with me. So I'm just going to leave it in my projects, start editing. And now if you didn't want it in your projects folder, you'd have to go back to your dashboard and create a new project place to house it, and then come back. Otherwise it just defaults to my projects. All right, so this is your WeVideo editor. If yours doesn't look like this when it comes up, that could mean because you are on storyboard mode. Which storyboard mode, the first time you go into WeVideo, it may ask you some questions about how comfortable you are with creating videos and all that kind of stuff. If you put you're not very comfortable, it's going to dump you into this mode, which there's nothing wrong with this mode. It's just a very simple mode where it's almost like a slideshow creator. So you'll build your your video down here, and publish it the same way, but you don't have all the options in storyboard mode as you do with timeline. So I'm not even going to go through this mode because I don't like it. I like timeline mode. And then one thing I do when I'm in WeVideo, I always turn on full screen. So I like to have full screen option here so I can see everything. Okay, so a couple basics, and then I'll show you how to use WeVideo. The biggest thing with WeVideo is after you watch this tutorial is for you to go in and play yourself. I'm going to show you some basic stuff here. The best way for you to learn is to play. So you can hopefully get some tips and tricks here, and then take that and go start experimenting and playing and make mistakes and learn from it. That's the best way you're going to teach yourself. You can watch a million videos, but you actually hands-on doing it will be what gets this ingrained in your head for you. Okay, so down here, this is our timeline. This is where you are going to build your video. And over here is your preview panel. So whether you're up here previewing something, so like if I click on Orange and Green Canyon, right, it previews it up here. Or if I was down here and had content, it would preview up here. Okay, these are your different layers. Right now you have one audio, one video, or excuse me, two videos. You can hit the plus button and add more video or audio tracks as many as you want. You can also shorten these if you kind of want to hide them or whatnot. And then you can hit the trash can if you want to trash them. So the reason there's more than one layer or tracks is so you can layer things. So I can have this green canyon thing and then have text on top of it. So I'd put my canyon here and the text on top here, which I'll get to in a minute. So some things can get really complicated. You can have 5 video layers when you're having a bunch of stuff on top of it. Or you can keep it super simple and do everything on video 1. Totally up to you. But that's why there are more than one video layer. And same with audio. You can have background music and then people talking and voiceovers and all that stuff. Okay, so let's go through up here. So there's 3 tabs at the very top. My video, which is what you're editing on, which we'll go through here in a second. Themes, if you want to pick a theme, you can. I will tell you, I recommend you stick with no theme, because if you add one of these, it's going to throw this filter that you see here, the sweet flare or polished or journey, white wedding, all that. It's going to throw that filter over your images and videos. So if that's what you're going for, go for it. Otherwise, stick with no theme. And then finish. That's the button you're going to push when you are done with your video, which we'll get to that in a second. Okay. So first up, the star. This is the Essentials Library, and this is new, and I love it. It is a ton of stock video that you are free to use, and they're not copyrighted, so you're not breaking any laws by grabbing it here. But if you need really good background, image, or title screen, or whatever, you can search for it in here. So if you're looking for someone riding their bike, right? I can, oh, that's perfect for my biking video I'm doing, right? I can use that and grab that and put that in my video. Literally anything you can think of. A doctor. Hey, look at this. There's doctors and dentists and everything you could want, right? So this is a super cool library of free stuff. And you can trim what you want. So if I only wanted that, I can just have, this little part, which I'll go through trimming here in a second. Okay. So that is your Essentials Library. This guy is your media. So this is where, remember I uploaded my pictures folder? Boom, there's all my pictures, which is cool. Excuse me. You can also upload import media directly to here, and it'll just go in your My Media folder. I can hit import, and if I want, for the heck of it, I can import those same images again, and boom, they pop right up. And again, it tells me a little progress bar up here, so I don't have to wait for it. Okay, so you can directly import stuff into your video. This guy is a screen recorder. So you can actually create a screencast, which is what I'm doing now for you. It's very simple. You'd hit record screen, and then you know what? I'm not gonna do it because it's gonna screw up my current screencaster. But what you would do, please go back to media, you hit your record screen and it tells you to install a little plugin, install that, and then you're good to go. Then you hit start and it counts down and boom, you're able to screencast, which is super cool. So you can create something like this. When you're done, you hit the done button and see, woohoo, when I'm done recording, I'll hit stop and it automatically goes and saves my screencast video I just did into my media folder, which is super nice. And then microphone, you can do a voice recorder. So this is super handy if you have a video down here already and you want to add a voiceover over it, and it'll actually allow you to play your video as you're talking over it. Okay, next one is text. Bunch of different text options here. Some have motion, some have like seasonal stuff, which is kind of cool. They have call outs, so like bubbles and stuff, but lots and lots and lots of stuff. And they have, you know, absolutely very simple text, and then they have super fun ones. Audio, tons of free music, which is great. Lots of free music, sound effects. There are some premium music too. So lots of good stuff for you in here as well. You can always upload your own music in the media thing. So you can do pictures, video, music in the media one. Transitions. So again, lots of transitional effects here to, you know, change things from one to another. And graphics. This is kind of like that essentials library, but these are more static, so more like background stuff. And there's, you know, solids and overlays and frames and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's start building and showing you how some of this stuff works. So I'm going to go back to my essentials library and I'm going to pull up that biking video I liked. And when I want to put something down here, I click and drag. And down here in the bottom right, I can zoom in and zoom out to see my timeline. So if I want my video to start going, I just hit the space bar. And what's cool is let's say I only want the middle part of this video. So I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, I want right there. So I hit the clipper and it split it. You see it splits into two. So now I'm going to delete that guy, move this back over here, and play. And then I want to stop it. So I'm going to clip it again. Boom. Now I just have my video where I want it cropped. So it's no longer 18 seconds. It's about a little less than 6. So super cool. So that's how you can crop videos. This video doesn't have any sound with it. So if I wanted to add some sound, I can do a voiceover or I can go grab some music. So I'm like, ooh, that one sounds good. So I can go down. So now it goes perfectly with it, right? So once I have my audio down here, I can do the same thing too. You just need to make sure you see where the orange box is around each of what track you're on. So if I'm going to clip it, you know, so like if I want to clip the audio here, let's say I clip it, I know that it was clipping that and not the top one. And then if I, oh shoot, didn't want to do that, I just did Control Z, so undo, and it brings it back. Now what's cool is, see this blue bar in here, it's at 100% volume. You can turn the volume down on that audio level, but I don't like doing that. I like leaving that alone. I like adjusting my volume here. And actually, I want to drag it down and then I just click another spot and bring it back up. So I have it this fade in effect, which I guess I didn't do it long enough. So let's see. See how it gets louder and louder and louder. So that's another thing you can do. And you can click as many of those points as you want. So you can have it drop down and back up and down. So it's So you can make dramatic effects with your audio that way as well. And again, if I wanted another audio layer over that, I can just go here, add another audio track, and then I can put a voiceover. But think of this as a cake. So whatever is your top of your cake is what you see, right? So you have your icing, that's on the top. You don't really see the insides because the icing's covering it. So think of that this way when you're building. If I want my voiceover here, but I want it to be on top of this audio, I want to flip these and put that background music first and then my audio. And same with my video. Here, oopsies, and I want to add some talking over to it. You want to, make sure that you have excuse me, your stuff on top of it. So you don't want your text below it. Okay. And what I accidentally just did, which if you double click on anything in there, you have a lot more editing options. So I can adjust the scale. So I can make the video smaller, which this is super handy if you want to do like picture in picture. So if I wanted to, I flipped it too. If I wanted to, move this in the corner to do like a picture-in-picture person talking, you can do that. You can do all sorts of stuff as well. Get back to normal. Okay, so you can do that too. It's all in here. And then there's some more options to animate, like if you wanted to fly in off the page and color contrast. So if you want to turn up the brightness and that kind of stuff, color keying, and then speed. So you can do slow motion, fast motion, all that. So that's all double clicking on a video and getting that. Okay, so I'm going to go to my text here and I'm going to grab this guy. And this guy is actually too long. I don't want him over this. So I just grab him and do that. And then I double click. So it's bike week, yo, right? So I have that here. Cool, right? But I don't like the positioning of this. I don't want it there. So I'm going to double click and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to move it down to here. And what's cool is I can change the color. So maybe I want that yellow to make it really pop. And I can change all the fonts if I want and all that good stuff. Okay, I can also, what I just did there, but I can change the scale here, rotate it, flip it, all that good stuff. So you can really customize almost everything in your video with this. And then I can add some transitions. So I can add my cross dissolve. So, you can play around with all this different stuff. And I'm like, oh, this goes too far over. I want to end it that way. Okay. And then if I want to bring in some of my own pictures, I can. So drag that down. And then this picture, see how it's got, it's a vertical picture on either side. I can go and add text on the top. So if I wanted to put text over here, or if I wanted to, I can zoom in on it, which I will tell you in your preview here, things look really grainy and pixelated. You may think, oh my gosh, what's wrong with my picture or video? Probably nothing. It just does that so it doesn't have to load the full size, but when you do finish it, it does. So you can add stuff like that. And if I wanted to add this picture on top, which remember that cake, it layers it on top. Well, if I click on it and maybe have her up here. Whoops. And then I go here in animation. I'm going to have her start off the page. And I'm going to have her end off the page. Done. So now Rosie kind of flies across the screen, right? So it's kind of cool. So you can play with all this stuff. And what's nice is if you hit the FX, it opens clip effects. So you can add like a sepia tone or black and white or vignette or anything like that to your picture if you would like. Computer's running lagging here. There we go. So if I wanted to add black and white, okay, and then now my clip is black and white. Okay. So super cool things that you can do. I mean, really, you got to get in there and just play around and see what you can do and click on things and wonder what this pencil is. Oh, it's my editor thing. You know, wonder what the FX is. You know, fade options. You know, all sorts of stuff like that. You can manually tell it to, you know, fade in and out with, you know, 0.5 seconds and another 0.5 seconds. So it does it for you. Fade in, fade out. So, you know, tons and tons and tons of options here. You can make super duper complex, intense videos or very, very simple, basic slideshows. It's all up to you. I will tell you one cool hack is if you click on your media item, whether it's a video, picture, whatever, and hold down Shift and drag. Oops, hold on. Shift and drag just to the right, it automatically duplicates it for you. So if you have a text title that you want to keep making the same copy of, but you don't want to have to go back and reformat it every time, just hold it down, hit Shift, and drag it. And it makes a copy for you, which is super neat. So that's another little hint for you. You can always hit the backspace key to get rid of things. Control Z always undoes and brings it back. And then they always have the little trash cans up here as well. When you're your masterpiece, you go up and hit finish and give it a title, and then it will export it. So it automatically has it as unlocked. If you want it to be a private video, only you can access, you obviously can lock it. I always tell people to do high quality, so the 720, and then you can have it automatically go to one of your accounts too. So I always tell people to connect their Google Drive and have it sent there. And it finishes. And what's nice is you don't have to stay on this page. It kicks you an email when it's done. So if I wanted to go back and edit my video, I can. Now, if I go back and make some changes to this, so if I move this down here or whatnot, right, I have to refinish my video. It doesn't automatically update it. Okay, my video, when I hit finish, takes whatever it is then now and publishes it. If I made changes to it, I can go back and hit finish again and it'll create a new one, a new updated one for me. So just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, it does kick you an email when your video is done. You can always click back on your video status, which is nice. But it'll send you an email when it's done that you have a link to the video, which is also right here. And on that video link, you'll be able to, you can just share this video link if it's public, if you didn't lock it, or you can download it if you need to, turn it in or do something with it. So I hope this tutorial about WeVideo was helpful and informative for you. Anything on WeVideo here that they have, minus the stuff that you upload in your media, right? So any of the stuff in the other 5 categories is absolutely free to use, copyright free, license free. Use it, publish it, do whatever you want with it. WeVideo has full, copyright free stuff for you to use, so you won't get in trouble for using that. If you have any questions, give the tech department a shout. We'll be happy to help you. But the big thing is get out there, get on WeVideo and play.